You're dividing our calls with Piggy. How come you don't want to listen to me? Piggy. I hope you're sleeping good tonight.
Bigot, you are racist, you are fascist. You should be ashamed of how you conduct yourself with the public for harassing that family, for discrimination of character and criminal harassment, for the way that you treated the people that were filming. You need to control your officers. You need to check yourself. It's an embarrassment to the country.
I beat your goddamn ass. You Clayton County punks. Clayton City Police Department ain't shit.
Is Lieutenant Johnson, number 203, still working there? He won't be for long.
I want that cocksucker that had the black boys on their knees and know we ain't afraid no more. You fat motherfucker. White supremacist cocksucker.
Welcome to A. Miles Stone production.
What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Miles from the Chris Miles Show. We have Captain Means on the telephone this morning. Everybody has been captivated by the situation that happened down in an area called Clayton, Alabama. And we are fortunate enough to have Officer Means, or Captain Means, on the phone. Excuse me. We're going to let him tell the story of actually what really happened. Excuse me. Because what is going on, there's been a lot of disinformation that has been put out there. They also have put a video up to counteract the video that was put out that shows this officer in a negative light. To everybody out there, I want to speak to you on a very sensitive subject matter and topic. We all have to leave here one day. This is a reality most of us do not want to accept nor deal with. But it's inevitable that all of us that are on this side eventually have to go to the other side. All of that being said, if you are ever in need and you have lost a family member and or a friend and you are needing service, I want you to go see my good friends at Phillip and Riley Funeral. Phillip and Riley they're located at 2848 West Fairview Avenue. That's in Montgomery, Alabama. Go see the good people at Phillip and Riley. Miss Ann Phillips, who's the director there. They're good people. They're going to take care of you. They're going to help you get through that most difficult time in the process of losing a loved one. Go by and see the good people there at Phillip and Riley. The phone number is 334-263-0477. Once again, that's 334-263-0477. Go by and see Ann Phillips right there at Phillip and Riley, located at 2248 West Fairview Avenue in Montgomery, Alabama. Tell them Chris Miles sent you. So that being said, we're going to give Captain Means an opportunity to tell their side of the story. Because remember, people, there's always two sides to a story. Stories are never one-sided. So that means when you get a story, you can't go out there and say, oh, well, this has been put out as evidence. We need police. We need the police to counteract all of the bad things. I had an opportunity to talk to Captain Means yesterday, and I could tell by my conversation with this guy, he's a good-hearted Christian person. He loves his family. He loves his community, and he's all about doing the right thing. So after talking to him, me and my staff here at the Chris Miles Show decided that it was a great thing for this man to come out to tell their story, since everybody has flew the coop and determined that what they saw were bad actors. Captain Means, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Good. I'm good. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. You and I had an opportunity to talk yesterday on the phone, and I have to tell you, I really took a liking to you. I can't wait to come down to Clayton to meet you. Hopefully we can go out and get us a steak dinner
Yes, sir.
and just chop it up. But anyway, back to the conversation. So really what happened? What happened when did this happen and what happened, basically?
This incident occurred on June the 14th, 2025, somewhere around 4:40 p.m. And this would have been last Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
So kind of what? So the backstory was that there was a 911 dispatch call that came in to one of our officers, and the dispatch call came out as 3 black males wearing all dark clothing, running with guns, having guns in their hands.
Right.
This was again a dispatch call. I also responded as he was turned into the area where call was called. Another call came out, dispatch again, gave a description and said that 2 of the black males were at the entrance of this apartment complex. So at this time, officer made contact, and as he made contact, he went through his normal procedure with 2 of the gentlemen. And at that time, while he was talking with these 2 gentlemen, another person that was uninvolved in this situation, in our eyes, an antagonist. We've had multiple situations, with this individual already, and we feel like this is just a situation that we're trying to antagonize the officer while he was in the duties,
right,
of his duties. So he had to take time out to deal with that, and after he got that, made sure he and the scene was safe, because that's paramount, is making sure everybody's safe. After he did that, he was able to go back and finish his investigation and conclude that that these gentlemen were legal to have their firearms. He goes into explaining to these gentlemen the laws and things like that, and he even goes as far to tell them that one of them's gun is rusty, got some rust in it. He tells them how to clean. They need to clean the gun, and if he doesn't, what it can cause the gun to do, and things like that.
Right.
And it turned out to be a very amazing interaction with these young men, even to the point to where one of the young men's mother came on the scene, and she was very appreciative of everything that this officer did. Even to the point when all this got going, the negativity got going about the situation, she came to a city council meeting the very next night to let the city officials know, that she appreciated what this officer did.
Right.
So, but the negative, and that was just kind of the open to everything. What happened was, like I said, this one individual that's disgruntled had a video, probably 30 to 45 seconds, that it went viral quickly.
Right.
And that was all everybody got to see. And the Clayton Police Department, we believe in fairness, transparency across the board, no matter what. No matter what opinion, we're all allowed to have our opinions.
Right.
I felt like getting that video out was of the utmost essence to get it out, because we want you to be able to make an informed opinion.
Right.
That 30, 45 second clip, I think we all could agree. You could say, oh my goodness, but if you get to watch a video and see that, you're going to be astonished to see some of the interactions and some of the things that were done here. Because our youth is what's coming up. These are the people that are going to take our place eventually.
Exactly. I agree.
We want them to be as successful and also be as informed, because a lot of people it's just a fact, a lot of people aren't informed about gun laws and things like that. And in the state of Alabama, the last few years, a couple things have changed here and there.
Right.
And people don't know about it. So it's part of our job as law enforcement officers to help educate the public to on what they can and can't do, because again, that they don't always know. We don't always know what's not like, and I think you and I talked yesterday. A lot of times, the positive stuff is not going to get put out there.
Let me share a secret with you guys. If you guys are looking for great furniture at a really good price, I'm talking about whatever type of furniture you can think of, from beds, sofa, chairs, recliners, whatever it is you're looking for, speakers, just great furnishings at the best prices ever. I want you all to go buy Payless Furniture and Goods over in Chamberlain, Georgia. Okay? The address is 5655 New Peachtree Road. That's in Chamberlain, Georgia. All right? The phone number there is 470-915-9999. Once again, the phone number is 470-915-9999. Go by and see the good people over at Payless Furniture and Goods. Go by and see my good friend Alan over there at Payless. Tell him that Chris Miles from the Chris Miles Show sent you by. Let me just say this. Let me say this, Officer Means, or Captain Means, excuse me. The positive things are never going to be displayed, because you have to understand society today operates off of negativity. That is the whole scope of how things go. And that's why when I reached out to you guys, I knew there had to be another fraction of this. I say, man, something is always that the incident where people will see something always leads up to the matter, and those things are never covered. The after effect of that is never covered. But I'm gonna give you back the floor.
Yes, sir. Well, and speaking on that part of it is that again, like I said, the transparency is huge. We want to make sure that we get that out. And a big part too also is that talking to you yesterday, Chris, I was able to give you some information, and you got to hear firsthand. Our officers, we have a small agency, but we've been getting attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Threats. Our families have been threatened. We've been threatened. And we're talking about physical acts of violence. And it is really heartbreaking, because, again, like we said, we, for the most part, I think you would say, like I said, there's bad apples in everything. I think we agree with that. But
exactly.
Most part of the people that do this job do it for a reason, and they do it because they want to help people.
Right.
And
I agree.
When you have people to call you and you answer the phone and they tell you, some very bad things about the things they hope happen to you and your family, the things that they will do to you and your family, it just, like you said earlier, it just shows you society, where we've gone at in society to, the question is, how did we get here? And I think I think we know the answer to
right.
that.
Exactly.
Variables that brings us to that, but you still have to ask the question. You
right.
say, I know I'm doing this job for the right reasons, and I know, just like that officer that was in this situation, when you hear him talk to those kids, you can tell that he's genuine, that
right.
he wants them to understand. Hey, and he goes so far to say, this is why I got called here. He tells them, we've had people say, why their press release? Well, if you watch the video, that's the press release. It tells you everything. He tells you step by step
right.
why he did what he did and how they ended up where they ended up.
Let me say this, Captain Means, real quickly. let me go on and get you to give out the where people can actually go watch the video. Can you give that out, please?
Yes, sir. And we're still trying other things, but the easiest way to get to it is go to Facebook.
Yes.
Go to the city of Clayton, Alabama. That's Clayton, Alabama.
Okay.
City of Clayton, and to know that you got the right place, there will be a picture. The picture is of looks like a yellow county type map.
Exactly.
On it, and then once you open up, it'll say City of Clayton, and then you'll see that's the first story there. We encourage everyone that is interested in this situation, that is concerned, because you should be.
Right.
And this has brought interest to you. We really encourage you to watch this video. And you know what? Like I told you, Chris, when we first talked yesterday, if your opinion is still the same, that's fine. Some people's opinions aren't going to change, but I feel like this gives you more information. I know this gives you more information, way more than 30 or 45 seconds. You have enough information that the decision that you make then, the opinion that you form, is a good informed one. Then you know for sure. You can say, you know what? All right, this is how I come to this decision. Instead of just seeing that, jumping and like I said, all the hatred and all the mean things off of a small portion of something that didn't tell the story.
Right.
It really didn't tell anything. All it shows you is someone that looks angry, a police officer that looks angry, and nobody can understand why.
Right. I agree.
I feel like this gives you. It's gives you it's the overall of everything from beginning to end. And something I like to say, because people ask, they say that when you see the video start, you'll notice there's not any volume for a few seconds. I think it's 30 seconds probably. The way the cameras work is when we turn them on, they once we start recording, they back record for 30 seconds.
Right.
That's a safety feature for, if something were to go on and they don't get the camera on, let's just say they get into a heated situation and they hit it quick, then you can go back. I mean, it pulls that 30 seconds so you can see what they were doing in that 30 seconds. So that's not, something that's trying to be hidden or anybody. Why is the ball you're not there? Because we do have people that would jump on any little part they can. So that's the explanation for why that
Captain Means, let me ask you this. We're going to wrap this up. So the video that has been released, just for clarity for everybody who subscribes to the Chris Miles Show.
Yes, sir.
The video that has been released on you guys' part is the actual video, the video cam from the officers' video cam, correct? Am I correct on that?
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So this particular video is the video in its entirety. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. So what we're going to...
It has not been cut. It has not been edited. Well, I'll say edited. There is some portions in there as far as, because I know there's a lot of people say things like the birth certificate and social security numbers. That's information we can't release.
Right.
If I know you observed in the video that those things are blurred out. That is the only thing that has been, and that is for the safety and the protection, of the people involved. Those are things that cannot be publicly released.
I got you. We want to acknowledge one of our sponsors here at the Chris Miles Show. That is Mr. Transmission, located at 1162 East South Boulevard. That's in Montgomery, Alabama. Go by and see the good people over there at Mr. Transmission. James Gray, the manager there. Go by and see them. If you're having any type of transmission issues or whatever type of car it is, trust me, they can fix it. They also do oil changes and do diagnostic on cars and things of that nature. Go by and see the good people over at Mr. Transmission, located at 1162 East South Boulevard in Montgomery, Alabama. The guy that you need to talk to over there, name is James Gray. Tell them that Chris Miles from the Chris Miles Show sent you. Well, Captain Means, listen, We are going to put this information out. As I told you, I promised you I would. You will get these videos here. Also, what we're going to do too, and I want to thank you for, first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us here at the Chris Miles Show. Because this is what we try to do. And the other thing I want to tell to everybody that is watching this is that we need the police. Okay? If we didn't have the police, you cannot imagine where things would be. So for that reason, I want to thank Captain Means and all the other police that go out there. Yes, you have some bad actors, but not all cops are bad. So let's put that out there for clarification. The other thing that I want to say that needs to be said, right, is we're gonna put this video out, and also we're going to put out some conversation where people called in and threatened the life of Captain Means. Okay, this man has been receiving death threats. His family has been receiving death threats, and that shit, excuse my superfluitive language, crosses the line. This should never happen. If you disagree with somebody, then you can be disagreeable, but do it in a manner where it's respectful for everybody. And if a cop violates somebody's rights, then there are ways and means to deal with the police officer. But be respectful in doing it. Captain Means, is there anything else you want to say before we end this conversation, this interview?
I would just hop on that real quick to what you said about that. That's something that we really take serious. Is we have a body cam policy, and that's why it was on.
Right.
Because not only, we try to explain to people all the time, that body camera footage, that not only protects the officer, it's not just for them.
Right.
It's for the individuals that we're dealing with, because we're going to be fair and transparent. And if we have an officer that is not following the law and not doing what he's supposed to be doing, he or she, that's not the kind of people that we want working for us.
Right.
We don't want that, because, like I explained to you yesterday, in depth in my feelings of bad actors as far as law enforcement, those aren't the people that I want to see in this industry, because we've got to fill the gap in, and the only way we fill it in is doing the right thing.
There you go.
That's the only way we're going to get there. And so again, I just want to say that this footage, not only in this case, but I encourage police departments out there. If you don't, there's grants, there's all kind of things that you can do to get cameras. Get your officer cameras. They need them.
Right.
They need them. Your public needs them. That is one of the most important tools that a law enforcement we can have as a camera, because it's gonna captivate everything.
Right.
And again, it protects everyone. So that's all I had to add to that. But I do want to say, Chris, it has been more than a pleasure to speak with you. Like I told you yesterday, it's very refreshing to have someone to give an opportunity, instead of, like you said, some of the calls you heard.
Right.
Before I can even talk, people are attacking, and just the idea that you said, hey, let me listen to what he's got to say. And then you were able to make your own decisions on what you think about the rest of it. And that's all we're asking. That's all we're asking, is for the people out there in the country that have seen this all over, because we're getting the calls from everywhere, from every state in the country.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm talking California, Texas, Maryland, Michigan, Florida, Georgia, just to name a few, New York, just to name a few.
Oh, my goodness.
And most of those conversations start off kind of, being ugly.
Hostile, right.
Especially since the video's been released, because they call to make the complaint, and I say, okay, would you do me a favor if you have it? Watch the video, and if you have any issues after that, call me back and let's talk about it.
Right.
We'll talk about it, and I'll be glad to talk through it with you. We may not agree on some things, but I still would have the dialogue with
right.
you.
Exactly.
I feel like that's what we need to do to get past this. And if we're going to heal together as a country on any of these type of things, that's the only way we're going to do it.
I so wholeheartedly agree.
Not fighting against one another, and I feel like it's what every true American would want.
Right.
Is to get along. I know there's going to be some out there Yeah, they have their issues, but I really think if you're looking at the whole picture, we all want to be happy.
There you
know what
go.
I mean?
There you go.
So, but again, thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate you doing this. My department, my city, my chief, everyone, I've explained to them that I taught you, and everyone was really, really appreciative of this opportunity. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to get the information out. You all will get these videos, and let's stand with the cops when they're right. That's all I'm saying. Officer, Captain Means, thank you, sir, for your time. And we will be in touch. We're going to come here and do a documentary on your city. That's guaranteed. I promise you that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We welcome you to come visit our little small town. Come on down.
Of only 2,000 people, only 2,000 people that lives in this town where this officer's at. Captain Means, thank you. Be safe out there, man. Thanks for the hard work that you and your officers do, and we will be in touch, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chris. God bless.
God bless you, too. Have a great day. So there you have it. That was Captain Means from the Clayton Police Department in a small city, Clayton, Alabama. This only a small community of 2,000 people that has become world famous by a video that was put out. And me included, I think a lot of us kind of rushed the gun, but I got an opportunity to talk to Captain Means yesterday. And as my mother used to always tell me, there's always two sides to a story. We got their side, and we're going to do our part here at the Chris Miles Show to help heal the situation and the community. We want to thank everybody for watching this portion of the Chris Miles Show. Until next time, I am yours truly, Chris Miles. Everybody out there, be safe.